Hello folks, the Celtic Nerd here bringing you another nerdy video. As you can see, I have my Vortex open, and that is because I'm going to restart Baldurs Gate 3 with some of life mods. Now, some of these could be considered cheating, but like funny enough, some of them are like there's only about one, two, three. There's only three mods that make that probably four that are considerably quote unquote cheatish, while in reality they're sort of homebrew rules that me and my players actually use in our D&D games. For example, now, as you know, folks, in my Let's Plays series already, we're actually at level 5. So, like, technically, the level 3 Express mod is something that I technically did not need for my stream Let's Play. But if I'm going to use the other mods, I might as well start from the beginning. And the reason why I got a level 3 Express mod as opposed to the apparently more popular level 6 Express mod was because typically in my D&D games, we start at level 5. Even though I would prefer we only start at level 3 if we are to start boosted point. And the reason why I do level 3 Express is also because, and the reason why I'm trying to rush to level 3 is so that way the party members have a lot more diversity as early as possible. Now, I know some of them have their diversity from the very beginning, such as Will and Shadowheart, them being the only two classes that have their subclass picked from level 1. Everyone else gets their subclass either at level 2 or level 3. Now, Customizer Compendium, that just unlocks some extra horns and like customization. 5e spells is actually, it does both a nerf as well as a buff to some of the existing spells in the game. In some cases, it nerfs them by lowering down how long they're active, while it buffs some of them because they do more akin to what the spell's supposed to do in 5th edition. So, like, in that, now, some of these spells some of the 5e spells were left out, more so due to the fact that maybe they were game breaking, but so far, like, there's only a few that I can think of that are overly game breaking that were excluded, even from 5e spells such as Create Food and Water, as well as Goodberry. Now, I am not sure if Goodberry is yet removed. The only way to confirm that is to either play a ranger or to recruit the druid, because Goodberry is a ranger and druid spell, as they're both nature-based characters. Now, the two that are the biggest potentially game-breaking things is more frequent feats and party limit be gone. More frequent feats gives you a fee every 2 levels. Now, in my games, we do have some extra feats. Also, we tend to give out feats as, story rewards to our players as well. Like, if a player does a certain action or they go through a certain rite, we give them we'll sometimes give them a fee. Or in the case of one of my favorite characters that I have artwork of, Tataki, he has an evolving sword, a sword that grows stronger depending on the souls that he feeds it. So the more frequent feats is also to completely change up the characters a little bit, because some of the characters have very simplistic play styles that makes it sort of difficult for some of them to overshine one another. More so Lazel and Karlak. Now, Parliament Begone is It's a mod that I tend to always try and look for when it comes to certain games, because I just love everyone. I just love the idea of traveling with the entire party, and the fact that they like in some of them, they lock out dialogue. If I recall, I'm trying to think of one that sort of locked out companions' dialogue in terms of interaction. The best I can think of is the Skyrim one with now this is with a DLC sorry, this is with a mod character. Um, oh, what's her name? I cannot remember her name. She's one of my favorite mods in terms of followers. Her programming only allows her to recognize a certain number of people that you're traveling with, and she in some cases she has special dialogue that she says with characters, and they will even respond to her using a combination of words that that they actually say. So, like, fair play to the mod author for arranging that. But once you have a certain amount of followers, she stops recognizing. Even if you have one that is expressly designed for them to interact with, like such as Inigo. But however, whoever designed Party Limit Be Gone, it does not actually prevent party dialogue, and it even still allows the rare three-person conversation. For example, Will asked. There was a three-person conversation. I'm trying to remember who it was. I know it included Shadowheart, Lazel, the Githyanki, and one other person. It was either Gale or Will. But the thing is, they all three of them talked to one another, despite the fact that they weren't the first three party members I had. So regardless of when I recruited them, the game still registered like, oh, these three are traveling together. They could talk to one another. And as I've experienced recently, I was not planning on using these mods for my stream, but because I did feel like, could this change the scale of the game to the point where it's too easy, and which will be a bit pointless for the stream? No, it turns out it doesn't. I still have had somewhat difficult fights. I've even had party members go repeatedly down due to this, because again, I was not aware of the environment. The enemies were making use of their abilities, and I just regrettably did not have set up any cool combos. So like, the game is still somewhat difficult. You still have to manage when you do your short rests and when you do your long rests because of resource management, which again is one of the reasons why, as much as I would not use Goodberry or Crave Food and Water, because that risk of management. Also, we also have the reason why we don't want to spam long rests is because certain events take place depending on how much time. For everyone knows, there is there's actually a defeat or a game over time period that's hidden within the game. So, to avoid that, which is why you would not want to spam the long rest. So I'm glad that they seemingly so far excluded Crave Food and Water and Goodberry. So these mods are not entirely game breaking. Like the extra feats, like it's a feat every 2 levels, which does coincide, luckily enough, with the level 4 feat. So, and you still only get the one at level 4. So yeah, it puts everyone, like, it does boost their power somewhat, but it does not remove some of the negatives. So for example, with the Lazriel, I would plan on giving her Sharpshooter as well as Great Weapon Master, but keep in mind, those feats do come with negatives alongside them. It does not increase her accuracy. I will try and have a self-imposed rule that it's only during a natural feat boost will I take any kind of ASI. And even because like with the ASIs and with this mod, theoretically you get 20 extra points to spend boosting a character's attributes. And I know that there are some feats that give you at least one attribute point increase. So to sort of limit that amount, I'm going to try and stick to only taking feats at certain levels, and then take the ASI only when they reach a natural selection of a feat. And I'll even be consulting my player's handbook to make sure I keep within that line, which will still give Laziel, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the Yankee character, it will still give her as a fighter that big boost as opposed to the other characters. With that out of the way, I will now launch the game. I just want to go into an explanation of some of the rules I'm going to be implementing on myself to better limit parry balance, or sorry, keep the power not too high. Also, this will completely eliminate the easiest difficulty from being allowed to play. I will I'll probably uptick the difficulty by so it's not on normal, it'll be on at least hard. But I know that this game does not use conventional naming system. So I will upscale it to at least 1 beyond the middle tier. I think this game only has a 3 difficulty system, so which means like yeah, we're playing on the I think the highest difficulty at that point. And I just realized I'm now streaming the wrong screen. So give me a sec. I need to... Yeah, I'll change my old vampire channel properties. Window. Baldurs Gate trade, there we go. Make it visible, and if I now take the screen off. There we go. Alright, that's not working. Give me a sec, folks, while I try and get the game to display. No, there's only the one. Capture full screen application. Capture a specific window. Okay, now it's still not displaying. Something is blocking. No, it's not that. Properties. Okay, see, now that's working. So some is expressly blocking it. Transform, fit to screen. So there we go. It was my Switch display thing that was blocking it. So there you go, folks. Now you can properly see it, and I'm just going to make sure that you can only capture its audio, because I do enjoy watching things as I play when I have no commentary. And the reason why I won't be doing constant commentary is because of I share my room with my little brother, and he's been patiently waiting to play his own games and watch stuff. So I'm just going to mute my mic and we're going to see if you guys can capture my other audio.
Where to next?
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Be wary.
It's opened.
More.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura.
guardian. Huge one.
my head. Someone else got out.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye. The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
Dead. Good.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return. Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Apart from this strange context, you notice nothing unusual about the brain. The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat.
You're free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
The brain tenses, as though querying an unseen advisor.
Do you not hear it? We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm. Us. We are us. To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Ugh. My head. What is this? Ugh. Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. We carry Mind Flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, Mind Flayers. We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
What now?
I am fury. I am death. This is your end. You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the helm.
I feel better.
Ship won't be able to take another dragon attack. We need to get out before it's too late.
Back! Touch nothing without knowing its purpose. You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers. satisfied? We need to go. Hurry! Please!
The console appears dormant. The console hums to life. The pulsing glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod. Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority. You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and reject it. You feel the
Come on! Get me out of this thing!
The construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger? Keep looking! How many hosts of these gay infected?
Dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Brain in a jar. This might unlock those controls next to the pod. Perfect.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Change her. Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
We need to get out of here before it's our turn.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness. You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and reject it.
Damn it! Come on! Get me out of this thing! Good. Try using it on that machine next to me. Hurry! Please!
You feel the biomechanical.
Unleash.
Psionic energy radiates from the prisoners, but they do not react. The man isn't dead. Feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and reject it.
Come on! Get me out of this thing! Wait! That can't be. There has to be another way. Please!
It cannot be helped.
Annihilate.
Damn it!
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the gate after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves! We will connect them.
We need to get out of here. Now.
What path lies before me?
Time to strike. It's as if.
Take this, or Zarya will have your head.
Victory awaits. On the move.
Very well.
I am fury. I am death. Taking a look.
Or your spine is mine.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
Worth examining.
Hurry! Before they strike!
My path be true.
Still breathing, despite everything. Light on my feet.
It's your turn now!
With haste.
Time to strike. Make way.
Take this ship, or Scourge will have your head.
Come a little closer.
I will ascend.
The helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time. As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. The chaos of the crash site confuses the landscape. You'll need to find a settlement or landmark, and you'll need to do it quickly. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Hey folks, as some of you might be aware of from my previous Let's Play series of this game. Oh, you can hear my dog scratching himself. But yeah, there's supposed to be an NPC here. Sorry, no, yeah, one of the major NPCs here, Shadowheart. I'm curious now if she is now permanently removed from the game due to a bad natural 1 on a DC2 check. I'm gonna have to look this up because that is just greatly unfortunate. So give me a sec while I pick some spells. Let's do some caustic brew. No, actually, no. Let's do. So absorb elements on witch bolt. Alright. And I'll give this character Warcaster. On those rare moments, he has a spell to do a concentration check. Okay, but yeah, she's supposed to be here. Now, in the game, the item that she has that's extremely important will always find its way to be important. Like, it's written up so that way you can't completely miss out on it. So I'm just curious, like, if she just gone? Because the other reason is she is the game's, besides from the druid, only healer. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so she's not actually removed. Okay, because now I would have actually reloaded that because, unfortunately, like, similar to my own homebrew games, my own home games, like, if something is completely, like, that devastating, and it's caused by just a player's sheer bad luck, I do tend to allow them to, like, you know what, let's retcon that, because, like, you're like, he's trying something extremely important, and unfortunately we do have one player who's actually plagued by a lot of bad luck. Like, and when I say plagued with bad luck, I'm talking Will Wheaton bad luck. We've oh yeah, there's okay, yeah, there they are. So yeah. It's just sometimes, like, bad luck is good for a D&D game, especially when it has, like, a cool narrative situation. But, like, when something completely hinges, like, for example, we had an instance where I've done this in the Adventures League as well, where one player basically tries to bypass, it's at the end of the session, end of the adventure, the whole party is completely near dead, they have one chance to pull off, to survive and complete the adventure, but it's down to a perception check. They failed that perception check by 1. As a DM, I could have stuck to the rules and be like, okay, no, you failed, fight time, in which case none of the healers had spell slots, none of the casters had, there's maybe 2 spell slots between all the casters, and the fighter was out of action surge, the barbarian was out of rages. So I was like, you know what, instead of getting a TPK because of failing a DC by 1, I'm just going to roll with it. And to fail, if she was actually gone from the game because of that natural 1 on a DC 2, and that's another thing, natural 1s are not auto fails. Why do people keep making that mistake? And that's actually, and I'm going to be honest with you, if they release a mod that removes natural 20s and natural 1s as auto success and auto fails for this game, I am adding it. Because that's not what natural 1s and 2s do. The only time they come up in actual D&D is a group stealth check, or group checks. For example, a group stealth check. But here's the thing: if a natural 1 plus the modifier still result in a success, it is a success. The only time it counts, and the only thing it does, is if they were to fail, it counts as 2 failures. Whereas a natural 20 in a group skill check results, if it's a success, now let's face it, it's going to most likely be a successful natural 20, results in counting as 2 successes, which will offset the group check, because the group checks are passed and failed based on the majority. If half the group passes, they all pass. So, and the only other time nat 1s and nat 2s come up then is in combat, when you're making your attack rolls. So yeah, it always bothers me, and again, this game it's great, but that's the one thing I hate about this game, is the fact that natural 1s and natural 20s are auto successes and auto fails. Because that's not a thing. It's a widely accepted homebrew rule, but it's not a thing. Anyway, that rant being aside, she's here. It doesn't matter. So let's just get on with the game.
Blessed Mother, smite the obstacles in my path.